Okay, welcome home racing fans. Just going to go over body mounting. This is on our 1/25th scale projects. We went over this before. This one's a little bit different, so I thought I'd just go over it again with you. Now, what we're talking about here is trying to set the right height to get the body onto the chassis, right where you want it to be. And as you can see, my crude little setup here is on a flat plinth block here. Any block will do as long as it's nice and flat. And I kind of put some popsicle sticks here. I just use hot glue. They'll peel right off, just to kind of keep the chassis from rolling. And then you'll notice that I have already hot glued these blocks down because I found the right height. And how I make these blocks is I just use popsicle sticks. I glue them together, stack them to get started to get the right height, and then I'll use anything from styrene cardstock, playing cards, to really fine-tune the right height. So that's pretty easy to do. You can even use tape. I've used tape before. You can use layers of tape, anything that'll block this up to set your car. Of course, as you do it, you test. So you'll have your blocks, and then you just set your car on top of the blocks, and then you'll notice that, well, you can look around, you can look inside, and you can see if you've got the clearance, and then you can check the rake to see if it's where you want. If it's too high, lower it, or vice versa. So that's pretty simple, making up those blocks. Now, a lot of times I can put my mounting pads inside here, but this car has a little bit low roof line and a lot in the way to kind of stop me from getting where I want. So I'm gonna make blocks and install them. Just lay them in here like this at first. Now these, I'm using wood for this project. Sometimes I use plastic. There's no rhyme or reason with me. I just change all the time. And again, I made these out of simple craft sticks. I glue them together to get a little bit more thickness sometimes, and then I just shape them and cut them to length. So I'll be just placing these blocks on the inside, on each side of the car like this, so it clears the body. So I put the body on the chassis now, and I make sure it's lined up. You check it, you rotate it, look around, make sure it's lined up. And with your blocks already in place in there, now you can just take a small screwdriver, anything, and you can bring it in here and tuck those into the side of the car. So basically what you're wanting to do now is, as you can see, get it right there on the side. And you can do one or two things. You can mark it with a pen and then go in and glue it, but I leave mine right here, and I'll be able to take a small glue applicator and put a couple dots of glue here. I'll let it dry, then we can pick it up and finish gluing it. But pretty simple process for me, at least. This is how I do it to get my car, the bodies on the chassis the right height. So hope this helps you guys, and look forward to seeing your builds.